Welcome to Foundation Step 4. So glad you're here, so grateful, so appreciative. Your commitment is so awesome. Your commitment to yourself. Way to be cool to yourself. Which leads me to Foundation Step 4. Learning to stop and be cool to yourself. And so just some, the sections in this lesson are, we talk about stress, acute stress, chronic stress, and how it affects our body physiologically, and how it can put a lot of wear and tear on us. And this is where things break down. It may cause illness, trigger mental health, pain, so forth. We talk about the root of stress. And to my mind, stress is kind of like the root of the tree, and it just kind of triggers all the ailments. And so that's why I really enjoyed learning about mindfulness-based stress reduction, because it looks at stress reactivity, and we start creating a stress response to live life more in line with our values and what's important in a healthier way. And so a big area of focus too is the stress reactivity and our habitual patterns when we're stressed and outside our window of tolerance and not viewing life through our window of clarity. And becoming aware of our stressors and how we're reactive, how we've conditioned our mind and body to be reactive in certain situations. We start learning, bringing awareness to this, and gaining insight. Sounds good to me, doesn't it? I'll also touch a little bit about trauma reenactment. And those with trauma like me, there's a saying in the rooms of, these support groups I've gone to in the past for my drinking, is doing the same thing, definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And I think I write that in my book. And that was kind of me with my trauma reenactment. And especially the first 2 years after the attack with the PTSD, I was so hypervigilant that my mind and body would just be attracted to any environmental stimuli that would have me replaying my trauma. Similar sensations and feelings I had during the attack and the pain can come right back up in the present moment. And autopilot until we bring some awareness and realize that living life through reenactments or living life through our stress reactivity and habitual responses. I don't know about you, there's been a lot of times when my stress reactivity or my reenactments, I have let it out and projected it on people, and usually the people close to me. I also talk about epigenetics, because this is a very important area for me, because with stress, it fits well with the epigenetics model about our environment. Has a lot to do with our makeup. And it can either break it down, or we can get to a better place with well-being. And so epigenetics is a good area of discussion in Foundation Step 4. And then I also want to say, through these practices, this is where we start building this observer self. And this started in Foundation Step 2 with observing the self-talk, and then Foundation Step 3 with the open awareness and pendulating. And so we start building this observer self where we can observe our thoughts, our emotions and sensations, even the unpleasant ones, because we've been practicing. And we build this dual awareness, this dual awareness of knowing how I'm feeling, how I'm thinking, and at the same time looking at my environment and what's really happening. And so this observer, dual awareness of everything. And this is where we take our insights and our awareness and we start transitioning into this new way of living, new narratives, new flow and behavior. And so the practices are, on top of combining mindful standing yoga and lying down yoga, we'll discuss mindful movement. But it brings me to the main practice, which is open awareness with labeling. It just builds off open awareness with pendulating from that foundation step 3. And then I discuss the stop practice. Stop, take a breath, observe, and then proceed. And pendulating in the stop practice, I say, saved my life. I'll just throw it out there. And then we'll have mindful movement. So, open awareness with labeling, similar to what we did in Foundation Step 3 with labeling our self-talk. And then, or Foundation Step 2. And, and stop. And then we take the little informal practice of stop, or formal practice, I'll take you through it. And then we just apply that to our day, moments of our day when we feel stressed. And then we do mindful movement. And so I'll have videos for that too. So welcome to Foundation Step 4, learning to stop and be cool to yourself. So thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for your strength. Thank you for being here. And I really do appreciate you being here and going through this course. See you next lesson.